Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Hare Krishna.
I wanted to seek everybody's kind wishes and blessings so that we can dive into the nectar of the fourth canto, chapter 16 to hopefully 18. We always must seek the blessings of the Vaishnavas, of the Guru, of Gaunitai, of Radha Krishna. And then we can progress in our spiritual life. Without blessings, there's no hope. Without mercy, there's no hope. We must make an effort, but blessings and mercy go a very long way. Without them, we cannot make any progress. So, chapter 16. Yesterday, we looked at Prithu Maharaj's appearance, his coronation, wonderful pastimes, and the personalities were glorifying Prithu. And with a smile, he was saying, I don't deserve any glorification. I haven't done anything yet. So we continue from there. This slok is number 17 of the 16th verse, chapter.
Maitra Bhakti Parastrishu Patnyayam Arda Ivatmanaha Vajasu Pitravrat Snigdha Kinkaro Brahma Vadinam.
Translation: The king will respect all women as if they were his own mother, and he will treat his own wife as the other half of his body. He will be just like an affectionate father to his citizens, and he will treat himself as the most obedient servant of the devotees who always preach the glories of the Lord.
Yeah, very nice. So this is, we will see what context this is said to King Prithu, that the king will respect all women as if they're his own mother and his own wife as his other half. Okay, so this chapter is called Praise of King Prithu by the professional reciters. His godly qualities. The reciters, being pleased with Prithu's humility, continued the praise, even though King Prithu didn't want it, because he was smiling and he was very gentle. The courtiers continued the praise by saying that Prithu was a direct incarnation of the Supreme Lord. Actually, his position is that he's Sakyavesh avatar. He's empowered personality. So he's Jivatma, but has been specially empowered with the Lord's potencies. So in that sense, he's Sakyavesh avatar. But he's not Vishnu Tattva. He is in the category of Jiva, but being endowed with special powers. As such, he will protect the religious and chaste and chastise the irreligious people. He will maintain all living entities, both on the earth and in the higher planets. He will be as tolerant as the tree and a reservoir of unlimited glories and good qualities, functioning as the various devatas. So these are the glorification of his qualities that is described. Prithu's qualities are further described as a Sakyavesh avatar. He will be pleasing to the mind of the citizens, fixed in his vows, true to his promise, respectful, serve elders, protect all, kind, treat other women as his own mother, affectionate to his wife as if half his body. So that was the verse we read, 17th verse. Servant of the devotees, consider all beings equal, increase joy for friends, associate with liberated people. So his company will be those who are great sages, punish the wicked, consider all embodied living entities as dear as one's own self. So the king is a representative of the Supreme Lord. And to the Supreme Lord, everybody is dear. So the king, as his representative, also has to have that sort of attitude. Being uniquely powerful and heroic, he will have no competitor. And then they describe his future chivalrous, brave activities. He will level the earth with the plow, with his bow, and milk the earth to satisfy his citizens. When they hear his bow twang, all rogues and thieves will hide themselves. Nobody will be able to disobey his orders, and he will mitigate the sufferings of his citizens. So this is the future activities. And that is chapter 16. It's a pretty small chapter, 27 verses. Anybody, any questions or any comments on this chapter? Okay, let's look at chapter 17. This is text number 29. Dharvo chua vacha
Nama parasmi
namapasamai
purushaya mayaya
vinyasta
vinyasta
nanatave
nanatave
gunatmane
gunatmane namasarupanu bhavena nirduta traya kriya karata vipramormaye.
The planet Earth spoke, "My dear Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are transcendental in your position, and by your material energy you have expanded yourself in various forms and species of life through the interaction of the three modes of material nature. Unlike some other masters, you always remain in your transcendental position and are not affected by the material creation, which is subject to different material interactions. Consequently, you are not bewildered by material activities.
So Dharo Vacha, Dharo is referring to planet Earth. And this is Mother Earth. She is praying to the Supreme Lord, praying to Prithu in the position of Satyaveshavata, and how he is not affected by the three modes of material nature or by any material activities. And he's always transcendental. So let's see in what context that's spoken. So Maharaj Prithu becomes angry at the earth, chapter 17. Vidur asks many questions because the last comment of Maitreya in the 16th chapter surprised him again. So he asks, how come? Because he also mentions, Maitreya, that Mother Earth takes the form of a cow. So Vidur is inquisitive. Why? Why did she take the form of a cow? And then how did Prithu milk the cow? And how did Prithu make the earth even as well? Flat, rather, uneven earth, flat. Why did Indra steal the sacrificial horse? Because this was very briefly explained in the last chapter by Maitreya. So Vidur wanted to know more. What destination did Prithu attain after receiving knowledge and wisdom from the four Kumaras? So some of these three are answered in this chapter. And then we'll see this Indra's stealing the sacrificial horse in the next chapter. And then this one is in the 20th or 21st chapter, or 22nd chapter, actually, I think. So, but all of them are answered. He answers every single question Vidur gives or poses. So, Prithu chases the earth. The citizens approach Prithu, suffering from hunger. So he's the king, and his citizens have come to him. They are struggling. Seeing them skinny from starvation, Prithu contemplated the situation, and he concluded the earth was accountable, was responsible for this situation. And he became angry. He aimed his arrow at the earth. The earth took the shape of a cow and fled in fear. from the angry Prithu. And this is the flying cow I was mentioning.
And also,
So Mother Earth.
Very nice picture.
Thank you. Yes, Google does amazing things. I don't know where it's come from, but it's really beautiful. So Mother Earth takes the form of Gomata, and Prithu Maharaj is straight after her on his chariot, aiming an arrow. This is quite unusual. He's so angry. And why is he angry? Because his citizens are dependent on him. And he's dependent on Mother Earth providing the necessary items for the citizens to be satisfied. And if Mother Earth isn't providing, he's justified in becoming angry. And we'll see that in a little while. In utter hopelessness, the earth, or Gomata, turned back to face King Prithu. She prayed to Prithu that he is the knower of religious principles, the shelter of the surrendered. He had not committed any sin. So how can you strike me, a woman? I'm not even sinful. And talk about not sinful. How can you even strike a woman if she is sinful? So she's appealing to his gentle nature. Also, if you break the earth, she says, then how will he stop everybody from drowning? So in effect, Mother Earth is saying, I'm giving so much shelter to everybody. What will you do? How will you stop everybody from struggling after you destroy me? So she's posing some questions. And he answers every question. Prithu chastises the earth. King Prithu chastised the earth for disobeying his orders. Though the earth had accepted her share of the yajna as a demigod, she accepts the oblations that are offered, her share of the oblations in the sacrifices. But in return, she had not produced sufficient food grains. In addition, she had hidden the herbs and the grains which had originally been provided by Lord Brahma, and they'd been hidden within earth herself. And although she had eaten grass daily in the form of Gomata and eaten the share of the yajna, she was not filling her milk bag. So this was all the reasons why Prithu Maharaj was angry. And then he says to Gomata, one who is only interested in his personal maintenance, has no compassion for other living entities, may be killed by the king. So here he's replying to her, even if you are a woman, if you are only interested in your own personal and you don't care for anybody else, and others are dependent on you, then the king has the right to act. Prithu said that after punishing the earth, he will support the entire population by his mystic powers. So he answers the question she poses, that how will you save the inhabitants from drowning? I'm not weak, he says. I have been provided sufficient power to maintain the whole population, to support the whole population. So then Mother Earth realizes, seeing the king exactly like Yamraj, understanding that Prithu was an empowered incarnation of the Lord, Mother Earth trembled and prayed more intensely than ever. She pleaded that in the form of Varaha, the boar incarnation, had rescued Earth from Garbhadak waters. But now in the form of a great hero, you want to kill me? Although I am just like a boat holding everything afloat. So she's pleading to him again. Earth is saying that all your children, all your progeny are also her children, Earth's children. They're situated in her lap, and she had nourished them with milk. However, seeing the children's evil ways, she had stopped supplying milk to rectify them, to teach them. So it wasn't that she had stopped giving them milk out of envy or anything like that, because they were There were thieves and rogues. They were misusing Earth's resources. So she stopped providing the Earth's resources. And now the Lord was trying to punish her. So this is what she's saying. Where should I go to take protection? And tell me, who can give me protection? So she's appealing to the Lord. She offered her obeisances to the Lord and expressed her bewilderment in regards to his activities. She couldn't understand why he was behaving like this towards her. So this is the end of 17th chapter. We'll see a little bit more explanation or the prayers by Mother Earth in the next chapter. So any questions on chapter 17 before we move on to chapter 18?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Nilakamaji.
Yes, in chapter 17, this personality, Visvavasu, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is he related to the one in the story of Lord Jagannath?
Maybe. You mean the priest?
Yes, who was praying to Nilachalam on the mount, and then his son-in-law Vidyapati went and found out, and is he the same?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Interesting.
Okay.
Yes.
And also in chapter 16, I find it like a bit amazing how they use such a personality like Prahlad Maharaj to churn Mother Earth. The demons used him. I think maybe he was the pious and appropriate personality to use, but yes, they use him to churn, to get out the liquor out of Mother Earth, the beer and liquor.
Yeah, that's chapter 19, isn't it? That's the next 18.
No. Chapter 18, text 16.
Oh, let's have a look. Yes, we haven't done chapter 18 yet, right? We're just going into chapter 18.
Oh, sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just coming to that. Yeah.
So both my question is for chapter 18. Sorry.
Oh, no problem. Yeah,
Okay.
no problem. Anybody else? Okay. Chapter 18. So this is text number 3. Very amazing text. Asmilloke atava musim munibi statva dashibi dasta yoga payuktascha pumanshreya prasidaye.
To benefit all human society, not only in this life but in the next. The great seers and sages have prescribed various methods conducive to the prosperity of the people in general.
Prosperity. Prosperity means the happiness. So this is really important verse because we are beneficiaries of this. The great seers and sages like Prabhupada, the Guru Parampara, they've prescribed various methods conducive to us so that we can progress in our spiritual journey. So it's very important that we understand that all what we're trying to do, the chanting and the reading, it's not something that's just been made up so that would help us. But actually this comes from long-held traditions. And these methods are tested and proven to work. So we should be thinking ourselves very fortunate that we can link into these methods of becoming God realized. Okay, so let's have a look at chapter 18. Prithu Maharaj milks the earth planet. So that's the name of the chapter. So Mother Earth is still trying to pacify Prithu. Maharaj Prithu was still not satisfied. But Mother Earth explained her reasons for hiding the herbs, the seeds, the grains was due to the misuse by the devotees. Therefore, she had hidden them as she was not properly protected or respected by King Vena and subsequently by the thieves and the rogues. So she had a good case. She had a good case because the earth is entitled to be protected from the rogues, and protected by who? The king. But King Vena was a really terrible king. And especially after King Vena was destroyed by the sages, the thieves and rogues started to exploit the earth. So now she advised Prithu that the grains can be taken out. I don't mind. I'm not hiding them from you. I was hiding them from the crazy guys. So you can make the arrangements by which I will provide what you need. So the arrangements are, please provide a milkman, a pot, and a calf to increase her affection so that she may give sufficient milk. She also advised him to make the earth level in preparation for ample production of grains. So Prithu became satisfied. After hearing the auspicious and pleasing words of the planet Earth, the king accepted them. He then transformed Swayambhu Manu into a calf, and he milked all the herbs and grains from the earth in the form of a cow, keeping them in his cupped hands. So he did the milking himself, initially anyway. Others who were as intelligent as King Prithu followed in his footsteps. So many came forward, and they took the essence out of the earthly planet. Now she was happy to give because there was a good king, a protector. So what happened? The different sages came and they milked knowledge with the Vedic hymns. The demigods came, they milked soma juice so that they can enjoy. The demons, they milked liquor. They got liquor out of the earth. That's what they wanted. Gandharvas and Asparas, they got music and beauty. So this is all the opulence of the earth. Pitas, they got the food offered to the ancestors. The Siddhas, they got different siddhis. Siddhis are the different powers that one can get if one wants, like becoming lighter than the lightest, heavier than the heaviest, those sort of powers. So some people, they take to the spiritual path, and when these powers come their way, they become a little bit bewildered, thinking that, oh, I am now very powerful. But these powers are simply material powers, which can get in the way of our spirituality. So we have to be a little bit careful. These siddhis actually are no good. For the bhaktas, they won't help us because they just make us proud. Yakshas, these are like the yakshas which attacked Dhruv Maharaj. Rakshasas, they got beverage made of blood. The snakes, they got poison. The cattle, they got grass. The carnivores, they got flesh. Nobody was left out. The birds got insects. The trees got delicious juices, and the mountains, they got minerals. So this is all the different things that were provided by Mother Earth to the different personalities. Prithu became very satisfied and developed affection for the earth, as if she was just like his daughter. And then he leveled the surface of the globe by breaking up the hills with his strong bow. And before his time, he said that people were living very happily, but they were scattered here and there. It was actually not necessarily in towns and cities, but he started the organizing of communities and city planning. So it's said that from his time, the towns and villages, they came up because he's the one who started that planning and putting it all into practice. So this is a nice picture of Maharaj Prithu leveling the earth so that nice grains can be grown, nice flowers as well. So that's the end of chapter 18. So in the Lekamaji.
Yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Okay.
So in text 16,
Yeah.
I find it a bit like they used Prahlad Maharaj, who was such a pious person, to churn and then to get the liquor and beer. Maybe Prahlad Maharaj was the appropriate person because of his piety. Mother Earth accepted him. And then in text 17, this is Visvavasu. So, yes. So I'm just wondering if he's the same one in the story of Lord Jagannath and his...
Maybe.
Yeah?
Maybe. Difficult to tell. But yeah, may well be. This was the person who was the was he the minister of the king, or was he the priest?
He was a best friend of the king.
Best friend of the king, yeah.
And he was a Brahmana and best friend of the king.
He's the one
so the king was lamenting because he did not see, he could not find Lord Jagannath. Then he sent everybody, nobody could find. Then Vidyapati, he went and then he saw, he wanted to know when he heard that Visvavasu, he was praying to the Lord. So he married Visvavasu's daughter.
Oh, no, that's different. No, he's different.
Okay.
Yeah, because Visvavasu was actually from the tribes. He was a tribal person.
Yes, he was a tribal person, yes.
Yeah, he wasn't very like educated. But the Gandharvas and Apsaras, they're actually heavenly personalities. So this Visvavasu is different.
But then he was so fortunate because only he could serve the Lord, and he even hid Lord Jagannath, not so that the king couldn't take him, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because it was his ancestors who were the only ones who could take that log out of the river, wasn't it?
Yes, it was himself and his daughter.
Was it himself? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Nobody could. Then Lord Jagannath told them in their dream, go and bring Visvavasu and then his daughter. Then they could take it out. Yes. Yeah, very nice story. Very nice pastime of. And this one here, I got another idea. I'm working on cow protection. So I got the idea how a great king used Mother Earth and how she disguised. Even she went in front of who was it, Parikshit Maharaj, disguised as Mother cow. So good, nice ideas. Thank you.
Yeah. That's good.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Nariman.
Yes, one question. The thing is that the King Prithu, he sort of got angry at Mother Earth and then started to follow her and wanted to sort of kill her or whatever. But do you think he should have questioned her first before getting so angry and doing all this sort of running around?
Maybe.
Ask questions later.
Shoot first. Ask questions later, James said.
Yeah.
It's the nature of the Kshatriyas. I think when he saw the citizens so emancipated,
He was the king, isn't it?
he became frustrated. And Mother Earth, he made the conclusion that she's at fault. And then he aimed at her and then she fled.
There was communication gap because they were angry because they were offering yagnas to her and nothing was being given back. So
that's right.
No means of communication between the two, isn't it? Between the mother in modern times.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know what happened also? Sometimes if Mother Earth just surrendered and King Prithu knew everything about her, the story would end there. So just to tell the glories of the king and Mother Earth, maybe. That's why they stress more in it.
Maybe, but not sure about that.
Because so many stories we see, we get more and more ideas coming out, and then when we do search, we see why did Prithu run after Mother Earth like that? Just like Naniban is asking, there must be kind of explanation somewhere else.
No, the
In
explanation
other-
that she was taking, it's explained in the Bhagavatam that she was,
Mhm.
she was
Yeah,
taking,
yeah, I read this here. Yeah.
but not.
I mean, other commentators may have other ideas as well, because we see from different angles. We understand from different angles. So
Yeah.
maybe yes, maybe no.
It's okay, it's just straightforward. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes this as, like a pastime where the Kshatriya, the king has the right to punish as he sees,
Mhm, mhm.
as he sees fit.
Yeah.
He can punish a woman, even this she has
Yeah.
sinned. They give rights to the punishment to woman as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
But
the other thing is, how did he flatten the earth, Prabhuji? I don't know.
with his bow, he's very powerful. He was Shaktavesha.
Because his bow is powerful. That's why Art came
That's
good.
right.
Okay, thanks, Riyansh.
He's regarded as Saktaveshavata. He's been given these special powers by the Lord. He's a jiva, like a soul, ordinary, not an ordinary soul. He's an empowered soul. He's not at the level of Vishnu, but he's also given these special powers by the Lord himself. So he's like Vishnu. And so we will see him referred to as the Supreme Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Can this be called as a partial incarnation?
Yes, partial incarnation. And what it means in his case, Satyaveshavata means jiva, but the Lord has given him special potency.
Oh.
Prabhupada is jivatma, but he's been given special empowerment by the Lord to preach and spread the holy names. So that special empowerment makes them Satyaveshavata. Not completely on the level of Vishnu, because they're not Vishnu Tattva, they're Jiva Tattva, but they've been given special powers to make them in a different sort of category. So they're regarded as avatars.
Oh, avatar.
Avatar, yeah. Shaktavesh avatar. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else would like to comment? These pastimes are, of course, like they are, they're not easy to understand. Madhusan Babu, yeah.
Yeah, Haribol, Hare Krishna. Yeah, this flattening of the earth and building cities, and obviously before that, King Venu was, running everything wild. They didn't have any intelligence, no proper organization or anything, and it was just rogues and thieves. And when they're ruling, then they're just competing with each other, and there's no proper utilization of resources as well and everything, so it's a bit chaotic. But then the flattening, and the other side of this, like this milking of a cow, obviously Prithu and different personality, they're milking different things like liquor, and it's interesting, trying to understand this. But then it's a similar sort of thing, like we churn the milk to get ghee and butter and all that out of the milk itself. So we humans have that sort of skill developed, late but ultimately it's the cow that is the provider of all the resources, and earth is a cow then is represented, providing the resources. So, and the whole concept of Vrindavan also, when Mother Yashoda is churning the milk and extracting the butter which Krishna loves, makhan. So it's just, sometimes all very bewildering, but at times confusing. But we can see how Bhagavatam actually brings out this whole idea of the varnashram and proper way of doing things. And but it's material world though, so that's how it works, isn't it?
Yeah, interesting you mentioned about churning of the butter by Yashoda Mai, because it's described in Shiva book how any other butter that Krishna would steal from the gopis, he could eat as much as he wanted. Right? That butter which was churned by other gopis, he could eat and eat and eat. But Mother Yashoda's, as soon as he tasted even a little bit, he was so overwhelmingly made by the love of Mother Yashoda that he would immediately become under the control of Mother Yashoda. So he couldn't eat too much. He couldn't eat too much butter because he would become a goody two-shoes. There'd be no more naughty activity because
Yeah.
he was so saturated with the love of Mother Yashoda that he would completely come under control. He'd be a good boy. So, as you said, that's incredible to him.
This churning of things, that's why even Mother Earth, is saying that nothing was being done out of love for me either,
Mhm.
although sacrifice might be performed, but they were all just, well, I was going to make a comment in my instruction, something like that anyway. So
Okay.
you can conclude that, do the lessons and all that first. And
Yeah, let's do that. Any other questions, any comments? Naliben?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Yes,
Here
ma'am.
we can also compare this milking of Mother Earth, like the churning of the ocean, where the demigods and the Devata and the demons were churning. So many items came out. Even poison came out, and Lord Shiva drank it.
That's right.
Right? Yeah.
That's fine. Because we should do maybe a session on all the different types of churning. Yeah, good.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting how you said that Prahlad Maharaj was turned into a cow and the demons extracted the liquor because he,
Yes.
as you said, because he's a devotee of the Lord. So,
So yes, he is a devotee, but then also maybe Mother Cow would not accept any other demons. He was, yes, that's why
he would
they
accept.
used him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And even the demons get what they want. This is the kindness of the Lord. He'll satisfy everybody's desire. It may not be good for us necessarily, but he'll satisfy the desire. Interesting. Okay. So yes, let's go to the lessons.
Yes. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Lessons from Canto 4. So, chapter 1, whenever we make a promise, we must fulfill it so that peace and harmony can reign in our life as it is a long-lasting value. Chapter 2, we must never judge a person by their appearance as it may be misleading. We must always consider that there is a spirit soul inside the body. Chapter 3, when one becomes proud of their possessions and position, they become blind spiritually and they cannot discriminate positively. Thus, they tend to offend others. Chapter 4, people who are envious and who offend devotees, taking them to be materialists, gradually but surely fall down. Chapter 5, the Supreme Personality of Godhead never tolerates the insult of his devotees. He personally comes to punish the miscreants. Chapter 6, whenever we offend a person knowingly or unknowingly, we must seek forgiveness from them and try to render some service to them. Chapter 7, when we are punished by our elders or guru, we must take it as a blessing in disguise because they are just trying to put us on the right path. Chapter 8, when someone is serious in the endeavor, the Lord definitely help them to fulfill their mission. Chapter 9, since the Lord is a cause of liberation from birth and death, we should take shelter of the Lotus feet if we desire liberation from this material world. Chapter 10, whenever we are in distress, we need to chant the holy name more because the Lord's name is as powerful as the Lord himself. Chapter 11, forgiveness is taught here. Whenever something bad happens to us, we must not blame others. We should know that it has been predestined by our previous activities. Chapter 12, if ever we get an opportunity to choose between material and spiritual gains, we should opt for the spiritual one as it helps us toward liberation. Chapter 13, when one gets the knowledge that everything rests in the super soul who is present in everyone's heart, then one becomes equipoised. Chapter 14, one who lives life according to religious principles is sure to attain the heavenly planet where there are no miseries but only happiness. Chapter 15, one should not accept praise even if they are talented because they might become proud, which could be the cause of their downfall. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Maji. It's nice you're putting these together. Anybody like to comment on any of these? Too difficult, too easy? Oh, yes, makes sense. It's helped
Too
me.
complicated, maybe.
Oh, yeah. But it's good. They're good.
It sums up quite well. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
nice. It's correct level.
Good.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I like one chapter that if someone hurts Krishna's devotees, Krishna could not tolerate.
Yeah, it's a nice point. Yeah, that's a nice point. Yeah. Very well said, young man. Okay.
I would say everything is too new.
It's still new.
It's new to me. So just, observing and
Yeah. And you managing to read the cantos?
Yes, I'm a bit behind, but I'm catching up.
Okay. No, that's good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And if you have any, even if you don't want to ask in this forum, if you have any questions, you're welcome to raise them separately as well. Huh?
Okay, will do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us on this journey. It's so nice. It's so nice.
Kanchan disturbed me when I was studying this morning my Bhagavatam, but I let her off.
Sorry?
I said Kanchan was disturbing me this morning when I was studying my Bhagavatam, but I let her off.
Whoa.
She's not there, is she?
Things you don't tolerate.
No, she is there.
I am here listening. I'm on my iPad. My name is not displayed.
Oh, okay.
So
but
stop
I let you
telling
off.
tales.
Herself.
Yeah.
But it
Aruna,
was good.
we don't tolerate, and that's disturbing our Bhagavatam lecture learning.
That's right.
Okay, point taken. Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Hare
Bye.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You're quite a pair, huh? You two?
Yeah.
Well, if you don't laugh, we will be crying. So might as well just laugh.
That's true.
True.
Hare Krishna, Devi Babu. One question. I have question on the Bhagavad Gita class. I know our time is a bit tight. So when can I ask those questions? I have few questions because I have read the introduction, the whole introduction. So I have few questions. So last week I wanted to ask, but you were reading, so I didn't disturb. So when can I ask those questions?
You can do it straight after this.
Okay.
And if I need to come back to you, then at least I know what your questions are.
Okay.
Let Madhusudan finish.
Yes, sure.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay. Haribol, Hare Krishna. Yeah, so studying the Vedas and the Bhagavatam and everything is like churning the Vedas and extracting the cream of all, which is what Sukadeva Goswami and Vyasdev, and there's the Bhagavatam is the, what do they describe it like? A cream of, of the Vedas. In a way, anyway, it's a different thought on it, but the instructions chapter are put all together. So like, by studying the characters and the activities of King Vena and Maharaj Prathu, we can understand what can bring peace, prosperity, and progress together with, the whole having proper Varnashram system, religious principles, and but King Vena was just totally opposite, and Maharaj Prathu is trying to re-establish everything so that everything can be utilized and his citizens can make progress and also not remain hungry, as if it found that, they came to him, they were all hungry and totally starving, everything. But the earth had obviously not provided the resources as well for right reasons. So if one is able to, I think it's a bit too small for me, so I'll just use, Yes, if one is able to eradicate completely so Prabhupada is actually instructing in purport, also that only if one is able to eradicate completely the threefold miseries of the citizens, you should aspire to rule the world. One should not aspire to rule for any political or diplomatic considerations. So, we've got leaders, and we got this voting going on, and the big issue in America is Trump the main leader now, president or not, or whatever. But they're not doing it for the right sort of reasons. The citizens are all suffering anyway, and unless they're able to deliver properly, make the citizens happy, they shouldn't really become leaders as well. Maharaj Prithu's interaction with the earth is quite contradictory, because at one time she's saying that you saved me out of the Garbhodakshaya ocean when it was drowned, and now you're trying to chase me and punish me. And so sometimes these sort of acts are kind of bewildering, can bewilder us. It's not easy for us to understand these sort of transcendental activities. But the earth, same as a cow, has to be respected and worshipped so she can provide with appropriate resources. So if the earth is not respected, like we're doing now, the environmental issues, the earth has a right to sort of, hide away some of the resources. So you don't find that much gold and diamond nowadays. There are gold, diamond mines, and crude oil is underneath. So it's like, when you're trying to think about how do they use these different personalities to extract these sort of things out of it. And it's like saying, all the living entities that were in the sea, in the ocean, ended up being crude oil one day, so that was, and we're extracting crude oil out of the earth now, and petrol and diesel and all that. So different things were extracted, like liquor and all that. So this is kind of scientific, and we don't seem to understand all that, but that's how things are all extracted, So the best course is to surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead wholeheartedly and remain protected by Him. Then we'll remain peaceful. But in Kali Yuga, if this Vedic mantra is chanted regularly and heard regularly by the devotional process of Shravanam Kirtanam, it'll purify all societies, and thus humanity will be happy and materially, spiritually. So that's what the yajna is. The yajnas are done. And the yajna for Kali Yuga that's recommended by Lord Chaitanya is the Sankirtan movement. This is the proper yajna of chanting the holy name. And that's how the earth will be pleased as well. She will provide resources. That's why we see it's so much rain somewhere and hardly any rain somewhere else, and fires that take place, and the climatic change and all that. It's just disrespectful. And obviously cows are not being respected at all. Only in the land of Bharat, actually, there'll be some mention of cow protection. But other countries, you don't see much of that. All you see is just cow slaughter, really. So that's the consequences. But this is what ignorance and passion and goodness, but material modes of nature control us, so. But Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Krishna Prabhuji, I want to tell something.
Yeah, go on.
That even Krishna is the greatest of everyone. He worships cows only.
Well, there you are. Yeah, that's right. The cows, Krishna loves
That's
cows.
why cows are named Gaumata.
Nice.
And in
Nice.
the starting of but he washed with cow dung only, not with anything.
That's right.
Cow dung.
Cow urine.
Cow urine as well. It's very auspicious. Yeah. cow dung. In India, in villages, you always see, how much cow dung they use to put on the floor and on the walls and everything, because it's antiseptic in properties. And they use cow dung for fuel, for cooking, and cow urine has got medicinal properties as well. That's why cow is so, and she provides so many things. Also, when she does become old and die, we should be taking leather, and by natural process, not by slaughtering the cows and all that, but then you can, so many materials are used for making leather, shoes and all that. So yeah, that's prohibited, it's allowed, isn't it? So many things are extracted. Yeah, go on.
And Rauji, it gives us milk, butter, cheese, curd, everything. From milk only they will come.
That's
Means
right,
like
wonderful.
Curd, cheese, butter, yogurt.
Yeah, and we can make ras malai out of it as well. Wonderful. See how we extract all these different resources we can't live without. And the cow and Mother Earth are the providers of these things.
Rasgulla also.
Rasgulla. Yeah, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Jens.
In
Thank
terms
you now.
of cow protection, yeah, there's talk in India, but India at one point was one of the largest exporters of beef. I think only second to Brazil or something like that. It's really shameful how a country where the Vedic traditions start and are prominent can be one of the biggest exporters of beef. It's really strange.
Very sad thing to, when people tell us that India is an exporter of beef, you cannot comprehend how that is possible. And in state like UP, where the chief minister is so much like a yogi, can't understand that. I think it's all because when it comes to the commercial and money aspect, people forget the religion. That's why the leaders of today, I don't think they are fit as what were supposed to be in the days of Maharaja Prithu. So it is so sad that India is exporter of the beef. You cannot even comprehend, think about that.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the influence of so many like Mughals came for hundreds of years. It's almost like last 700 years. Bharat has been totally, made to sort of destroy the culture. And the British and
Moguls, even our own people, they're so crazy.
Own people, I think.
Oh yeah, well,
own people as well.
Because they could
I
change.
think it's a lack of religious introduction from the beginning to the youngsters, and they don't realize the importance of the cow. I mean, back in Kenya as well, I remember only so many years ago, people were not aware of all these sort of things. Now I think Prabhupada has really reflected this, and I think our younger generation who now reads Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam are the true warriors, will spill out all the bins and say, look, this is not good, this is not right.
That's true. That's true. And the other point I liked was Aruna's point, actually. Really nice point she made, just thinking about it. I'm new to it, she said. Actually, to be honest, I'm reading this now for God knows how many times, Bhagavatam, but it's new to me as well. Every time we read it, we get new things out of it. So I really like that point. We shouldn't think that, hey, I've been to Bhagavatam, that's it. Bhagavatam means once you finish it, you start again. Keep going, keep going. Jayanti was telling me about a couple who read it maybe hundreds of times, right?
Yeah.
Hundreds of
and
times.
they're like 85 years old and they spend 5 hours every day still reading. And then now they know it so well that, if they're reading. And then if you know, one of them misses something, the other one remembers and finishes off the sentence. It's amazing.
The couple, you mean, they live in a home and they are teaching
Yes.
others also.
Yes.
And every day they will recite for 5 hours. Yeah. Also, you know, coming to these slaughterhouses and cow killing, actually, in some part of Bharat, they are stopping the slaughterhouses.
Yeah.
So when I was there in January, and there was strike.
Yeah.
We couldn't use a train because they brought 10,000 Muslim from Bangladesh to do that job, because Indian, they don't want to do in Delhi. So what happened? The government didn't renew their visa to stay. The government wanted these 10,000 to go. So all these people, plus those people who own these slaughterhouses and all, they were marching on the road. So there was no train, nothing. So
Yeah.
we had to stay in hotels and then travel other way.
Yeah,
Yes, they are starting now. They are starting to stop.
There is change because of the Modi government. There is some change.
Yes.
But it takes time, and
it will take time. Yeah, sure, it will take time, you know. And these people, when whoever tries to do good thing, God forbid, they might be shot.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it happens. It happens. Okay, Nabi Prabhu, if I can ask the question, I will just tell you and you tell me if you have explained about it in your lesson. I will go back and look for that lesson, but I have this question. If you tell me first, okay? So I would like to know the meaning of the Vedangas in the first, yes, that one, and also 6 darsanas. That also I would like to know. It is in the Vedic knowledge, first page, where you explain. Yes. So these two.
Yeah, I don't know in any detail, I have to say.
Okay.
But
And
no, but what the Vedangas are, anga is a limb.
Part of.
Yes.
Little bit more explanation to the Veda. And the darshanas, darshan again is to see.
To see, yes, to give vision of, right?
To give vision, again, giving vision because the Vedas is everything is in the Vedas already. A lot of it is coded because Vyasadeva gave some very heavy instructions to Ganpati because he had to understand it before he wrote it. So sometimes the Vedas is so complex that it needs the other scriptures to give the explanations. So the Vedangas and the Darshanas, that's what they do.
Okay. All right. That also, and then I would like to get a little more explanation on the Smriti side, where you have Vedanta, Mimamsa, Nyaya, Vaishesika, and Yoga and Sankhya and something like that. Okay, that we can discuss this other time.
Again, I don't have so much information on that. I haven't done any research. But Smriti basically means something that can change with time and circumstance. Shruti means can't change. And Vedas is Shruti. Smriti, and part of the Vedas, which is part of what is Shruti, is also Bhagavad Gita, because those instructions never change. But Mahabharata is Smriti, because it will change. It depends on the yuga. It will change according to different pastimes of the Lord performed during the Mahabharata pastimes.
It's Krishna.
Yeah, it won't be necessarily the original Krishna, as Jayanti just said. So that's always Smriti, but the actual instruction of Gita is Shruti. And these other Smriti literatures are very powerful, like the Puranas are also within that category, the Upanishads. They're very powerful, but they explain further the Vedas, basically.
Yeah. Okay, so I can see here what you wrote for Shruti is revealed absolute truth, every word and change eternally. And then for this Smriti is composed by sages, wording may change from age to age. Yeah, thank you for that. But my last question is, why is the first verse important?
So important.
Because it was spoken by Dhritarashtra. So, and then only one Dhritarashtra spoke on the whole Bhagavad Gita.
That was it, yeah.
So why is it important?
Because I said he's immediately started with Dharamkshetra, Kurukshetra.
Okay.
And Guru Maharaj,
Okay.
I don't know if you were present, he gave a series of lectures just on this first verse, you know. Unfortunately, we never taped those lectures. They were in Caterham, not Caterham, Kenley. Yeah, it's
Excuse me, Prabhuji.
just 1 second, Rianch. When somebody's talking, you shouldn't disturb, okay? You can put your hand up or
Wait.
just wait, yeah? So he gave so much to this first verse. And actually one day we can do a session just on the first verse. You're right.
Yes, that would be nice.
There's a lot in that first
And
verse.
also because he's inquiring, like questioning, because the whole Gita is like questioning, right? Question and answers, question and answers.
Yeah. And also it's like, yeah, absolutely. You're right. And the point is he's a king, right? The king usually does not have to question, right? Question is usually in knowledge. But here he's had to take a submissive attitude and ask Sanjay, what is happening? Please guide me. Please tell me. Please become my guru, if you like. And Sanjay, who is he? Chariot driver, Shudra class, if you like, not a Kshatriya, a Brahman. So he had to take a humble position. So that's a lesson for us, actually, that we might think we're very knowledgeable, but actually we are pretty blind, you know, because we're in this world. So we also have to approach a higher authority to get guidance. And that higher authority can be you know, many different types of higher authorities. So.
Yeah, and the word for me as well, because you know, he acknowledges right from the beginning that you know, his sons are going to lose because they're against religion.
Good
as well.
That was Guru Maharaj's central point, actually. Very good point.
Can you repeat, please? I didn't get Jayanti.
Okay, so you know, he says Dharma Kshetra.
Yes.
So right from the beginning, he realizes that his sons are, because they're against religion. Yes. They are against, you know, religion, and they are going to lose. But he just wanted reassurance that won't happen.
Yeah.
Good point. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Now you can say.
Talk to him now. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Go on, Riyansh.
Prabhuji, can I tell in chapter 1, 2 verses Dharma Kshetra, Kurukshetra, and after that one shloka?
No, we're out of time, young man. But you know that one, huh? You know the first one, and you know which one?
Second one after that.
Boy. So
tomorrow.
Are you yes, we'll do that tomorrow. But are you learning them now step by step? Are you doing chapter 1?
No, Prabhuji.
Okay, good. You're just learning one.
But I am learning.
Very good boy. Yeah, tomorrow you can do, okay? Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you so much.